Hey traders, John Howell here. Listen, I'm actually about to go for a jog right now, and I wanted to, before I put my shoes on, I want to do this quick video for you to really help you out. I want to share a story with you that sort of really helped me on my journey of come to being a bit, successful in the market. So let me just grab my shoes and let me just bring this up through here. So let me just go to here. All right, let me just bring that down to here. Okay, cool. All right, anyway, so what I want to share with you, oh, by the way, guys, have any of you guys used this before? This here? I'm actually in my living room, or my second living room. Have any of you guys used these before? Anyway, this is a sauna. Anyway, so I want to share something with you that really helped me out when it comes to trading these markets, okay? So I've been trading the markets now for 20 years myself. And when I first started trading the markets, you may be down the path, right? Like you have no idea what do I do? Like, well, is it Forex trading? Is it the options trading? Is it the option spreads? Is it different option strategies? Different chart patterns we can trade? Different indicators we can use, right? There are so many there's so many things out there, right? It's like, what do I focus on? And I'm the same as you guys, right? Like, I'm the same as some of you guys. Some of you guys, when it comes down to trading the markets, right? I personally had no idea. And the one thing that I keep thinking about, guys, is that, like, when I say, like, I had no idea, let me take this off here. So I had no idea, right? And so the thing is that I probably spent my first 5 to probably even say 10 years trying to figure out this game, right? Because I had no idea. Like, I've been doing trading now for 20 years. And like, when I first got introduced 20 years ago, I didn't know what a stock was back then. Makes sense? And so the thing for me that really, this is the big thing that has really helped me out with my trading. There's so many things out there to focus on, right? It's indicators, it's this strategy, it's the flags, it's the different patterns you can see, it's the candlestick patterns, all this sort of stuff. One thing I've realized now, now doing trading now for 20 years, and what's made me do really well out of trading is, again, if you actually want to learn my strategy, guys, that first link in the description, or go to John's free training, you can join my next webinar and I'll teach you that. I'll teach you my trading system. If you want to learn, I'll teach you for free. My trading system. And so the thing is, guys, is that when it comes down to your trading, one thing that's really helped me out is this, okay? Through the year, the market, right? All the different stocks are going to create different patterns. They're gonna create different flag patterns, different heads and shoulders, triangle breakouts, all these sort of things, right? And so the one thing that has really helped me do really well is that I have, out of all my trading, like using stochastics and RSIs and indicators and all that sort of stuff, one of the biggest things that's really helped me in my journey to becoming really good at trading is, out of all the different patterns that I've traded in my past, I realized that there was maybe like a few that really did really well. And so what actually happened was I started probably about 15 years ago. I started tracking my trading, right? So okay, the system that I'm using right now, call that system A, right? And then maybe system B was some other strategy, and system C was some other strategy. So I'd actually start to calculate these trades, right? And then system A, B, C, D. System D was just a thinking trade. And I had to be honest with myself, right? And I'd put all these into a spreadsheet. I'd take screenshots of these trades and so on and so forth. Now, along this with obviously getting mentorship, right? One of the best things out there, guys, is all I do say when it comes to mentorship, if it's me or if it's someone else you believe in, go deep with them, right? Invest really good money with them. That's going to save you decades, because me investing, well over 6 figures now over the last 10 years, actually a lot more than that, with my mentor has been the most important thing to my success, right there, because he's really shortcut my success. But one of the biggest things for me, this is what's come to my realization now after 20 years, and the one thing I want to help you is that I started to realize after tracking, right, I'll be trading system A, system B, system C, and system D was basically just I think, right? I think it's breaking through resistance or it's at support. I think it's going to go up. It's a thinking trade, right? I think so. It's all A, B, C were like rules, right? And then D was like a thinking trade. And then as I started to calculate these results, I started to realize that system out of all these trades, system A, there wasn't actually a lot of trades with system A, but the success rate was massively high, especially when I started getting all the rules met. And so I'd go through January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and every month I'd calculate all these trades. And I might have 20 trades in a month. And maybe 2 of those trades were System A trades. And both those System A trades made money and everything else. And guess what? I ended up losing money that month. Why? Mostly because of my thinking trades and so on and so forth. And then I went through March, April, and I went through 12 months of this. And I started really calculating this for a couple of years. And I started realizing that, man, all through the year, there's all these different things that are happening in the markets, right? There's markets going skyrocketing high. There's markets crashing. There's markets going sideways. There's a lot of news out there, all this sort of stuff there, right? But then when I started calculating that, okay, me taking a lot of trades right now is actually not helping me. But I've taken 20 trades this month, and only 2 of those trades were like these A system trades. And both of them made money. If I only took those 2 trades, I would have made money this month. I would have traded less, but actually made more money. Right? And then what happened that was January, then February come, right? And then I might have taken 8 trades that month and had a really bad month, and no trades that month met system A. And therefore I had a bad month. You know, that might be January, February, maybe March came along and I might have had 12 trades that month, and maybe one of those trades was a system A trade. And I started realizing the system A trade was over 90% of the time, especially when you get all the rules met 100%, like what I call A quality trades. Again, guys, that link in the description, I teach it for free, right? On my webinar. But then I started to realize that, hang on a minute, me trading a lot in all these different things and having no consistency to my trading, I started to realize that, oh my goodness, it's me, right? I am actually stopping myself from making money. And if I actually want to do well out of this throughout the entire year, I've got to stop trading a lot. I'm just blowing up accounts. I put money in, I'll blow it up. I put money in, I'll blow it up. And this actually happened for years. And so the system that I learned, right, the system that I trade today, it's not a very active trading system, right? I don't trade a lot. I'm not like getting in every single day and getting out every single day. Right, I'm not doing that. But what I am doing is probably 90% of my trades that I take are probably called what's called A system trades. And maybe 10 to 15% of the time, I'm taking what I think is going to happen and so on and so forth, right? And guess what ends up happening? Every time I take a trade, what I think is going to happen, it never really works out, right? So the thing that really sort of helped me start to become really successful in the markets, and I'm having a phenomenal year this year, is one of the biggest things that's helped me is that there's a lot of things that's going to happen in the markets, right? You're going to see a lot of YouTube videos and so on and so forth. But, there's going to be these different patterns we see and different signals. But one thing that's really helped me is that my job is if I can just be patient and wait for these patterns, the A system pattern, the A system strategy, if I can just wait for that and not expect to trade a lot, but just wait for that, my success rate's going to go up, my stress level's going to go down, and my income's going to go up. Because remember I said before, right, I might have taken 20 trades in a month, A, B, C system, and then D was thinking trades. And out of all that, I'd be over trading. I'd blow up 30% of my trading account that month. But then when I broke it down, I'm like, hang on a minute. System A trade actually made money for me this month. And I started doing that again and again and again. So then I started realizing me over trading, my impatience. And now what's really helped me is that 90% of the time, maybe 85% of the time, I'm just now understanding that I need to be patient. And as the market's unfolding day after day after day after day, my job, and that's the reason why I scan the entire US market. I have scanning technology to scan for my setup. Now I have scans that help me find these trades. But I realized that what the biggest thing that actually helped me become successful is that I don't need to know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't need to know, you know, like I don't need to guess, right? There's very, very little guessing. As I said before, maybe 10 to 15% of the time throughout the entire year, I do have a guess trade, right? I put on a bit of a gamble and so on and so forth. I do that. But 90% of the time, guess what? I'm doing the trades, right? And then I have a phenomenal year. And so I'm trying to share this with you that if you're struggling right now, that you may be at a situation, right? You may be at a situation, right, where you're like, man, I really want to get this. I really want to do really well from trading. Like I've been doing this for so many years, and you may be like, traders, I lost $250,000 when I first started trading. That was in debt. That was borrowed money. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. I actually had to get back. I actually had to make 400 to 500,000, pay my taxes, then pay that just to get back to break even, right? So think about that for a minute. I was really $400,000 to $500,000 up below zero. That's how much I screwed up. And so then once again, traders, like I understand if you are going through a bit of a hard time right now, right, and you're struggling and you really want to get ahead in the markets. One of the biggest things for me is that every day I go to the markets, I understand that I may only have a couple of trades a month. I may only have one trade a month. Heck, there may be a whole month with no trades. But the opposite is that I trade a lot in all these different things and all the and guess what ends up happening? And you probably know yourself, right? We blow our accounts up by doing that. And it's actually the opposite of, okay, I just think if I can just be patient throughout the entire year, because I want to be successful this year, not just this week or this month. I want to have an entire year where I can have a really good positive growth in my account. How do I do that? What's the plan? I need to every day turn up and look for these trades. And no, for me, guys, most of the time when I turn up and look at the markets, guess what? There is no trades. But when the trades do come around, there's a high probability that they're going to make at least some form of a profit, whether it's just I'm in it for a few days and then out for a small profit, or I'm in it for maybe 4 or 5 weeks and I generate a few 100% return, or every now and then I pick up a trade that does like 1,000% return because I trade options. Again, guys, that link in the description there, I teach you my strategy there, right? So the thing I'm trying to share with you with my story is that, oh man, my first probably 10 years, I went through all this and I just realized that as the market goes through, right, we're going to see, because you learn all these different things, like what's the stochastics doing and all that sort of stuff, and what's the RSI doing, and what's this, and there's this pattern here, and there's this pattern here, and this pattern here, and you're trying to trade every single thing out there, and by doing that, I end up just going backwards. I realized, I got to a point in time where I said, okay, I've got to really start to treat this thing seriously. What do I need to do to have a good, successful year this year? And then when I started stepping back and not taking a lot of trades, but trying to wait for my A setup trades, the ones that I knew most of the time I was going to generate a profit. Guess what ended up happening? My success rate went up. Not only did my success rate go up, but then my ability and my confidence to put on more money per trade, and then I started to generate, then my account started to go, very, very nicely from here. So this is probably one of the biggest things that's really, really helped me, guys, when trading the markets now, is that when I get up, like, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow in the markets. And I'm not looking to, like, every day when I get up in the markets, there's a lot of things happening, right? Like, we can never predict what's the next stock going to make a big boom or big crash or anything like that. We can never predict that, right? But one thing I do know is that I don't have to guess. And this is the big thing, right? I get up, I scan the entire market looking for my setup and my entry signal, and that meets my rules. I don't have to guess. And once I actually get that set up, guess what? There's a high probability I'm going to make money. I don't have to try and like, well, should I be in now or should I be out now? Like, no, I have my setup, I have my entry candle, and then I manage it from there. Again, guys, I teach you my system there for free. So again, guys, I'm trying to share with you here that the biggest thing that took this is the number one thing that took me from losing a lot of money to now doing really well out of trading is the number one thing is that I don't have to be right. I don't have to guess. I don't have to, like, all I do know, and the thing for you is that all you need to know is, like, what is that one perfect setup that even if it doesn't come around that often, right? What is that one setup for you? And the thing is that, like, and again, you don't have to guess, right? Because like trying to guess and so on and so forth, it just never works out. You know that, right? And the thing that's really completely turned around for me is like, I don't have to guess. Like, I don't know. I always tell my clients every day, because I'm actually with my clients every single day. You know, and if you're actually interested in becoming a coaching client, there's that second link in the description there, guys. Click on that, and I'll call you to see if you can apply for it there. I'll call you to see if you're a good fit. But I don't know. But what I do know is that my job is just, if I can just stop guessing and stop, okay, here's all the stocks. And my job is just to scan the entire market. And when my setup appears, I do know that when my setup appears and my entry signal appears, there's a good high probability I'm going to make a good profit from that trade. So then I don't try and guess. All the other stuff is just like with YouTube and stuff like that. I'm just doing my technical analysis on there. But no one definitely knows what's going to happen, right? But if I stop guessing, and this is my encouragement for you guys, right? Like, if you can just get to a point where you have a concrete plan of what you're looking for, and when you start to get what I call, especially with my system, guys, like with my system, it's just so amazing, right? When I talk about my A quality trades where every rule is met 100%, it is difficult to find a trade that doesn't make a profit. That's how good it is. Right, because when every single move, like when I talk about profit, it could be even just a small little profit. It could be profit for a few days, in and out, and you're done. Or it could be profit for a few weeks, right? That's how successful my system is. It's difficult to find. Now, there's not a lot of those, but guess what? You might get a few of them a month. You know, but again, I'm after having successful years, right? And so this is the big thing for you guys. Is the big thing is that the biggest key that took me from losing a lot of money to make a lot of money was that I don't have to guess. All I do is have to have my concrete plan, and then guess what? Then my biggest thing is that I just have to work on me saying, I'm going to get up today, and I'm wanting to put a trade on, right? But the thing is that I can't put a trade on, and this is where having that patience, right? And to me, understanding that I'm not going to get a trade every day, and once I go through that process of getting up every day I get up, I know most of the time I'm actually not going to be putting on a trade, because that's just the way it is. But the thing is that if I go back to the opposite, guess what? And you may be there right now. When you start to trade a lot, over trading, you just lose a lot of money. So the biggest thing for me, guys, once again, has been that, and I hope this guy's really sort of, maybe if you want to start to become professional in these markets, right? I've realized myself that most of my growth in my account and my success in trading comes from actually not trading a lot, but just like a sniper approach, waiting for those really crystal clean setups and having the ability to be able to hit it. And then you can see your account jump, really, really, really a lot from there. So, anyway, traders, I hope this helped you out there. Please try to remember, guys, that there is a road for you to become successful. And some of the things I talked about in today's video, I hope that really helps you.